Yeah, I'm going to read to you. So we're going to I'll read this and then we'll meditate and then we'll just have a conversation about forgiveness and how it works for you, how it works in your life, and how it also supports harmony in your relationship. Because there's a lot of forgiveness that, you know, wants to happen in relationships, forgiving one another for lots of things. I'm going to read to you from this book, though, David White's Consolations. I've read from it before. This is really just an extraordinary book. It's some prose. Usually he's a poet. Consolations, the solace, nourishment, and underlying meaning of everyday words. So I'm going to read just part of it, and then we'll go into, it's so hard not to read the whole thing, but it's a little bit long. So you can just listen with eyes closed or open. It's up to you. And then we'll meditate. Forgiveness is a skill, a way of preserving clarity, sanity, and generosity in an individual life. A beautiful way of shaping the mind to a future we want for ourselves. An admittance that if forgiveness comes through understanding, and if understanding is just a matter of time and application, then we might as well begin forgiving right at the beginning of any drama, rather than put ourselves through the full cycle of festering, incapacitation, reluctant healing, and eventual blessing. To forgive is to put oneself in a larger gravitational field of experience than the one that first seemed to hurt us. We reimagine ourselves in the light of our maturity, and we reimagine the past in the light of our new identity. We allow ourselves to be gifted by a story larger than the story that first hurt us and left us bereft. At the end of life, the wish to be forgiven is ultimately the chief desire of almost every human being. In refusing to wait, in extending forgiveness to others now, we begin the long journey of becoming the person who will be large enough, able enough, and generous enough to receive, at the very end, that absolution ourselves. Thank you to David White for his wise words. So just taking a nice breath, and we are going to just meditate for a little while. Let your eyes drift closed. Make sure that your body is comfortable, and rearrange yourself so that you're able to rest. Taking a breath and recognizing that you're here. You have carved out this precious time in your day. And it is precious. Precious time for yourself. So just breathing in the nourishment of slowing down. Every breath takes you deeper into that quiet space inside. And you may have your own way finding this silent space, space you enter into in nature, meditation, yoga, prayer, just finding your way to that generous silence. It is in this space that forgiveness can occur, the deep space of your heart, sensing in to the notion that forgiveness is an act of generosity, first for yourself, and second for another. Being curious about what, if anything, you might want to forgive yourself for in this moment. Might be something very small, maybe a sharp tone that you used, a way you were critical with yourself, some action that could have, might have been done differently. Forgiving yourself, making room in your heart, recognizing that you are doing your best. You are showing up from moment to moment, offering your best. And your best looks different at different times. You might want to place one or both hands on your heart if it feels good. And from this space, being curious about what, if anything, there might be to forgive your husband, forgive your partner. What wants forgiveness? Something they said, didn't say, a moment of discord, some moment where perhaps you were challenged in your relationship, beginning with something small. Is there room in your generous heart to forgive them? Might be yes, might be no. Maybe that you just are able to forgive a little bit. Take your time. Forgiveness makes room in your heart for love. And you can see what else might arise to forgive either yourself or your husband. What wants forgiveness in your life? What is ready to be forgiven? Taking a couple of nice breaths. And then as you're ready, we'll come back and just take a few minutes to reflect on forgiveness. Reflect on forgiveness. How does forgiveness work in your life? What supports forgiveness? Welcome, Katie. Nice to see you. We're just going into our journaling moments here. Reflecting on forgiveness. How does forgiveness serve you in your life, in your relationship? And what, if anything, is in the way of forgiving yourself and your husband?